For this problem, we want to solve the equation algebraically and obtain exact solutions. Here we have a rational equation. And we deal with fractions, so we'd like to be able to get a common denominator. And we could get any common denominator, but it always helps to get the least common denominator. And in this particular case, our least common denominator will be m times m plus 2. It's also nice to write your restricted values at the beginning so you can compare those to your solutions later. We know from this that m cannot equal 0 and m cannot equal negative 2. Those are our restricted values. What we want to do next is rewrite each of these terms so that they have the least common denominator. If we think about this first term as 2 over 1, then an equivalent term would be 2m times m plus 2 over m times m plus 2. In our second term, we see we need the factor m plus 2 in our denominator, so we'll multiply the top and bottom by m plus 2. On the right-hand side, you see our denominator is missing this factor of m, so we multiply the top and bottom by m. Now, if we multiply both sides by the least common denominator, we'll see that each of these denominators is going to cancel, and we're just going to be left with our numerators. And so we're going to rewrite those. So we'll have 2m times m plus 2 minus 3 times m plus 2. That's going to equal 2m. Remember, we have our restricted values here. Now we need to simplify both sides, so we're going to distribute 2m. We'll get 2m squared plus 4m. And here we're going to distribute again. Make sure you distribute the negative. So we'll have minus 3m minus 6 equals 2m. And we'd like to get everything into one side, make the right-hand side equal 0. So we'll have 2m squared. 4m minus 3m, and I'm going to need to subtract 2m from both sides. So we'll have 4m minus 3m minus 2m is negative m, and then minus 6, and that equals 0. We have a quadratic equation. We want to try to factor that, and we can factor this as 2m plus 3 times m minus 2, and that's equal to 0. If we set each factor equal to 0 and solve those linear equations, we'll get that m equals negative 3 halves, or m is equal to 2. Now we want to check, we've got these two solutions, they're possible solutions. We look back up at our restricted values and make sure that neither one of these is a restricted value. So negative 3 halves and 2, neither one of those is a restricted value, so our solution set is negative 3 halves, 2.